Andrew Murray, apartment specialists, agents protecting their listings. Now what I mean by that? That's whereby agents want to sell the property themselves. So through doing so, will limit other agents trying to sell their property. They'll either not let them do it, they'll either offer them split or percentage that's pretty much not worth the other agent's time, i.e. 10, 20, 30%, or they'll make it very difficult. Or you know that when you put in an offer, they'll knock you around. Because they're greedy. The average real estate agent only makes 35, 40 grand around that figure a year. So they really care about that one deal. When it shouldn't be about that, it's about you. You're employing an agent to do a job for you. Now, there's a huge difference between the apartment market and the housing market. The housing market, everybody's pretty much looking in the same places. They're looking at Trade Me, and they're looking, in the paper, and that's pretty much it. Now, in the apartment market, there is a huge international pool of buyers. You've got 70% of buyers and purchasers who don't plan on living in the apartment. So they're all over New Zealand. They won't see the ad in the local paper. You've got ones who speak different languages, so they're not even going to even understand Trade Me. I've got buyers agents from New Caledonia, from Australia, from Russia, from obviously Korea, China, all walks of life, and they're sourcing properties. And the buyers only go through them because they trust them. I've got buyers myself that will only go through me because relationships formed. They'll pay top dollar, but they'll only go through me. Other agents have got buyers that will only go through them. I don't have all the buyers. They don't have all the buyers. Nobody has all the buyers. So how can you, as an owner, make sure that your apartment is open to all the buyers? Well, it's actually quite simple. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen. Now, you've got agencies in this market who their policy is to not let other agents from other competing agencies sell their apartment. They'll only do a referral fee. You've got ones that only do 30%. You've got ones who it's up to the agent. You've got clauses in their agreements that say at any point in time they can refuse access to the apartment. I could just go on and on. So what's that doing? That's actually stopping a possible buyer to purchase your property because of their own interests or the franchises. It may not be the agent's fault, but it's like they're all doing it, so it's okay. Well, it's not okay. So how can you ensure that your apartment is getting the max amount of buyers through it, max amount of offers? First of all, you ask your agent, do you do conjunctional sales? And what a conjunctional sale means is, will you do a sale with another agent from a competing agency? And most, when you ask that question, will say yes. The next question, which is crucial, is what commission percentage do you offer the other agent from a competing agency? Some will say 20%, some will say 30%, some will say 40%. Now the thing is, it's almost become, I'm on looking on Trade Me, and say I've got a buyer who's going to buy a cracker price. I'll ring up an agency, and this happens frequently, and I can give you examples. And they'll go, sorry, I've already got an offer on it. Or, no, sorry, we can't let you through. Or, sorry, no, that's just not the case. They just simply will not let it happen. So how can you absolutely ensure it? It's a difficult one. I suppose you can't. So what I'm saying is, ask them, will they do a conjunctional sale? Ask them what's the percentage. Ask them to change that percentage. Because remember, you dictate the terms. You are the client. The client is always right. Why does that apply in every other industry but real estate? So I would like to, if I bring my business to you as an agent, for you to sell me your property, I would like the commission split for other agents and it to be advertised in the ad to be after expenses and your normal licenses and fees and all that kind of thing to be 50%. Because if you think about it, if you're an agent from another agency and you're only going to get 20% of the commission or 30% of the commission, or you're going to make it extremely difficult for that other agent to come through, you're not going to do it. You're going to take your buyer elsewhere. Because at the end of the day, a real estate agent is just like you. They're doing a job. They do need to get paid. They need to put bread on the table, so the saying goes. So if they're going to get paid less, or it's going to be made extremely difficult for them, why are they going to bother? So you've got to make sure your agent makes it as easy as possible and advertises in the ad all agents welcome equal commission, or in that regards, or that's how it should be. And that's another way to maximise or make sure that your apartment is getting all the publicity, all the action, all of the, it's getting the highest price it can be. It can in the market, because it is the worst. I tell you what, it is so frustrating when I have a buyer who will pay more, but I'm not able to sell it. Now, I hope that helped give you a bit of an insight into the apartment market and the real estate market, and how you're probably getting a bit of a trend here as you listen to these. As you're the client, you can actually dictate terms, but you've got to, and I suppose I'm trying to educate you so you have because this is what I live and breathe. And I'm sure in your industry, if I came in and tried to figure out what you do, I wouldn't have a clue. I'd be lost. And so I'm trying to give you insight on what questions to do, how to put a stand to the person you want to represent you, to make sure you're getting looked after. Anyway, hope it's been helpful, and I will be talking about next time is about presentation of your apartment. Now, this is a big one. I kind of touched on it before when I went through photography, but this is a huge one because it's not done very well in our industry, and it needs to be. And it's something that you as an owner need to be aware of, especially as you go through the campaign. Ask to see the photos, ask to see the campaign, that kind of thing. Anyway, have a good one. Talk soon. Bye.